Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a building materials update. So for those of you who don't know, I work at a lumber yard and I follow 2x4s and half-inch CDX as an indicator of where we are in the housing market. 2x4s being like the skeleton of the framing of the house, and the CDX is like the skin that goes on the outside, the sheathing. And that's before all the siding, doors, windows, stuff like that goes in. So these are like the main base components inside of building a house. And last year we saw record prices inside of these two items. Half-inch CDX was selling around $26.50 a sheet, and 2x4s were around $4.29 a piece. As of today, we're selling half-inch CDX at $16.95 a sheet, and 2x4s are around $3.29 a piece. Now, that's actually a bit of an uptick on the price of those 2x4s, because a couple of months ago, or a few weeks ago, last month, we were selling them around $2.89. But an announcement came out of some mills coming out of Canada. Canfor and Interfor both said that they could not be profitable at the lumber future prices being around $320 per thousand. So they were going to curtail production until the inventory tightened up and the prices went back up. Now, when they made that announcement, futures were around $320 per thousand, and they almost shot up immediately to $350 per thousand. But then when I checked the futures price before I started this video, I noticed they're down all the way around $300 per thousand. So if they couldn't do it at $320 or $350, they're certainly not going to do it at $300. And they're not the only ones. I got this email today and talking about OSB, which is very similar to the half-inch CDX as far as being used as the sheathing, the skin on the outside of the house. It can be used in place of CDX. It's usually a cheaper product than the plywood is, but it's used in the same fashion. And this is what it has to say. LP, which is the company that makes this stuff, stands for Louisiana Pacific. But LP has announced production curtailments at all mills through June to help match supply to current demand. Their Hayward, Wisconsin mill is being converted to producing siding only, and Segola's volume is being adjusted. Producers in the Southeast have hinted at curtailing production as multiple manufacturers have drawn a line in the sand at current price levels. So here it is. It's June. Right now is when you should be pumping out as much lumber, producing as much as you possibly can as far as building materials go, because right now is the building season. This is when the construction of new buildings goes in during the summertime, so that you're dried in by the time winter comes and you can do the interior part of the house in drier weather, or during the wetter weather, and you do the construction during the drier weather. They're shutting down production in June. Mills are shutting down in June, guys. This is the first time that I've ever heard of this many mills curtailing production due to the price levels being as low as they are. So this is leading me to believe that the housing market is not in the demand. The new construction housing market is not in the demand like it was last year. And when you got these prices dropping as much as they are, these mills cannot produce and be profitable. So if you can imagine being a mill, and for years, you saw lumber prices do nothing but have a steady incline. They went from $3.50 to $400 to $500 to $600 per thousand, and without any pullbacks during that entire time. So last year, these mills were pumping out more material than they had ever done before at the highest price that they had ever sold it for. Now here they are, got 50% cuts on the future prices, and even if they were to double their production, they still would not have the revenue that they were making last year. There is obviously a huge slowdown taking place in the new construction market right now, in 2x4s, CDX, OSB, the mills. They're showing the signs, guys. They are definitely showing the signs that there is a slowdown taking place in the housing market. And at the same time, you can see the interest rates are dropping on the U.S. Treasuries like crazy. It's dragging down the mortgage rates, and it's still not bringing the housing back, okay? This is the end, guys. This is the end of the housing boom. We are going down the other side. It's going to be more difficult and harder to sell your house for the big profits that you had seen in the past. The increase in pricing is slowing fast. It is slowing very fast, and pretty soon it's going to start going the other way across the country. Some cities have already started to turn where you're seeing housing starting to drop, but pretty soon you're going to see it all the way across the entire country. And keep an eye on these building materials, because they're telling a lot. These mills shutting down, that is a very ominous sign, guys. That is very ominous. All right, uneducated economists, you guys let me know.